Q&A on CII.
If I have an Islamic home loan, how do I calculate my zakat each year? I'm not sure whether the home loan is considered a liability, as my simple understanding of the diminishing musharaka agreement is that I'm buying portions from the bank each year.
According to Sharia, zakat is calculated on zakatable assets which are in one's unfettered and unobstructed ownership and possession. One's personal belongings do not form part of one's zakatable assets. However, and moreover, if one's wealth decreases below the nisab threshold during the year but equals or exceeds the nisab amount at the end of one's zakat year, in other words, that on one's zakat due date, then zakat is still wajib. With regards to your specific query, you've stated that you have an Islamic home loan or a diminishing musharaka Islamic home loan agreement. Since you have purchased your home via a diminishing musharaka or a diminishing home equity rental agreement, then you and the bank are equity shareholders in the home. You then unilaterally promise to purchase the bank's units over a term. You will hence only pay zakat on the current outstanding liability, since you have not incurred the full liability based on the general understanding that you have not contracted to purchase the bank's units over the term. Rather, you have provided a non-legally binding promise, or what is termed as a wa'ad. The liability incurred refers to the immediate outstanding liability for the latest outstanding equity unit purchase and the pro rata rental charged by the bank. Moreover, if your contractual engagement with the Islamic financial institution entails on-account payments, in other words, that where your funds are locked in an escrow account or in a custody account, then you will not calculate with zakat on such funds, since the funds are not immediately accessible to you and therefore zakat is not due. If it is only an ijara or a murabaha home purchase plan, then you will only consider the current outstanding liability in the case of an ijara. In other words, that if the bank purchased the home and leased the home to you under an ijara contract, under an Islamic leasing contract, then you will only calculate the current outstanding liability. In other words, that the latest outstanding liability and not all the outstanding liabilities. In the case of a murabaha, in other words, where the bank purchased the home and then sold the home to you for a deferred payment, then you will only calculate 1 year's murabaha liability installment payments only. So in other words, let's say for example, Zaid purchases a home from an Islamic bank. The Islamic bank sells the home to Zaid for R1 million. The first year liability is 100,000 rand. Zaid will not calculate the full outstanding liability of say R1 million or 1.2 million rand, considering the potential markup of the Islamic bank. So Zaid will only consider 1 year of the liability and not the total outstanding liability.
Q&A on CII.